SAQ Plyometrics and Powerlift Drills by Juliana Wentworth, Tyler Swartz, and Olivia Christley.
Our rugby analysis includes a body and limb movement pattern and muscular involvement. Rugby is played in all three planes with movements include sprinting in the sagittal plane, sidestepping in the frontal plane, and rotating around defenders in the transverse plane. The muscles involved include deltoids, pectoralis major, trapezius, rhomboids, triceps, rectus abdominis, erector spinae, quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and even more. Rugby uses hypertrophy to be able to put on size and then translate that into power, muscular endurance, and for our needs analysis, the sport is rugby, the sex is a male, 22 years old, in the preseason.
This specific warm-up for rugby should focus on the requirements of the SAQ, plyometric, and power lift drills. The raised portion will include a 3-minute jog, a 1-minute walk with arm circles, and a 1-minute walk with hip circles to increase the athlete's heart rate and body temperature. The activate portion will warm up the major muscle groups, and this will include mountain climbers, leg swings, jumping jacks, toe raises, and ankle circles. The mobilized portion will focus on dynamic movements that includes scoops, lunges with twist, quick shuffle, and a square movement that does quick feet going forward and side shuffles. The potentiate portion is the sport-specific portion that will also focus on the movement patterns of the SAQ, plyometric, and powerlifts. This should focus on the force of impact that comes with plyometric drills and the movement patterns, change of direction, acceleration and deceleration, and cognitive decision-making that comes from the SAQ drills. This will include false sprints, quick stops, strides at different intensities, speed skater bounds, and mirror reaction drill, which is where the athlete will perform a drill and the athlete behind them, their partner, will have to do the same drill immediately after.
For our sport rugby, the SAQ drill we chose was fast feet. To complete this exercise, athletes should begin with the torso directly above their hips, knees, and ankles in slight flexion. Athletes should lift one leg to a bent knee position and drive into the floor, alternating their swing and stance leg, and their arms should be moving opposite of their legs, just as a running form. The athlete's arms should also move at the same rate as the legs, creating powerful drives into the ground. The purpose of this exercise is to enhance the stride frequency of a sprinter, increasing overall speed.
For the upper body plyometric for rugby, we chose depth push-ups. These are a upper body plyometric that target the triceps, anterior delt, pectoralis major, and minor. At the beginning, you're going to start with your hands on the medicine ball with the arms fully extended and the hand should be above the ball. Then you're going to go into the downward movement by removing your hands from the ball and dropping into a push-up position with the elbows bent and the hands about shoulder width apart. Allow the chest to almost touch the medicine ball without touching it. As soon as you get into this position, you're going to go into the upward movement phase. This phase is started by instantly pushing up by extending the elbows and replacing the hands on top of the medicine ball. To progress this, you will use a heavier ball once you are able to complete reps with the weighted ball that you have chose.
For our lower body plyometric drill, we chose depth jumps. This is a high intensity level drill. You're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes near the edge of the box. The box should be 12 to 42 inches high. You're going to step down from the box and land on the floor with both feet. Right when you land, you're going to immediately jump up as high as possible using both arms to generate momentum. Important things to remember are that you don't want to rush the movement, so you don't want to jump too early or lower your center of gravity. You also want to immediately jump when you land, and you also want to focus on jumping up and not out. You shouldn't generate much distance when you jump. You should be going vertically. And the primary muscle groups that this drill focuses on are the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, the hip flexors, the ankle flexors, and the calf muscles.
For our upper body power lift, we chose the push press. This targets the deltoids, triceps, rectus abdominis, quads, and glutes with other synergist muscles as well. There are 5 different lift mechanics with starting position, prep, phase dip, upward movement phase, drive, catch, and downward movement drive. I'll be going into these in depth. For the starting position, you're going to grasp the bar with a closed pronated grip. You're going to step under the bar and position your feet hip width apart and parallel to each other. Move up to the bar and place it on the top of your anterior delt and clavicles. Extend the knees and hips to lift the bar. Step back away from the bar and position the feet to shoulder width apart and evenly spread out with your toes pointed slightly outward. For the preparation phase, you're going to dip the knees and hips and at a controlled speed and move the bar straight downward. To continue the dip to a depth not to exceed a quarter squat. The catch position of the power clean or 10% of the athlete's height. Keep the flat feet on the floor, the torso erect, and the elbows underneath or slightly ahead. During the upward movement phase, the drive phase, immediately upon reaching the lowest position of the dip, reverse the movement by forcefully extending the hips, knees, ankles, and then the elbows to move the bar overhead. For the catch phase, after the hips and knees are fully extended, the bar is overhead from the drive phase. Press it up all the way until the elbows are fully extended. In this position, the torso is erect and the head is in a neutral position. The feet are flat on the floor and the bar is slightly over or behind the ears. For the downward movement, lower the bar by gradually reducing the muscular tension in the arms and flexing the elbows. To allow a controlled descent to the shoulders at the anterior delt and clavicle area. While this is happening, flex the hips and knees to cushion the impact. At the end of the set, step toward the rack and place the bar on the supports.
For the starting position of a power clean, feet should be hip to shoulder width apart with the toes slightly pointed out. The bar should be held with a closed pronated grip just outside the knees. The back should be flat, chest is up, and eyes are forward. Shoulders are placed slightly over the bar, and the hips are higher than the knees but lower than the shoulders. For the first pull, initiate the lift by extending the knees. The bar should stay close to the body as it moves from the floor to just above the knees. For the transition phase, as the bar passes the knees, rebend the knees and shift the torso to a more upright position, preparing for the explosive second pull. For the second pull, extend explosively through the hips, knees, and ankles and shrug the shoulders as you begin to pull the elbows high and outside, keeping the bar close to the body. For the catch, pull yourself under the bar quickly and rotate the elbows around to receive the bar on the front deltoids in a 1-4 squat position. Then stand to full extension to complete the lift.